A production server goes down, alarms trigger, traffic is flooding the system, and legitimate users are locked out. When intruders navigate or exploit a system, they cannot remain entirely invisible. Every command they execute and every payload they deploy generates measurable variations in network traffic. This is where network forensics comes in. It is the systematic collection and analysis of raw network data to ascertain exactly how a breach occurred. Digital forensics focuses on extracting hidden or deleted files from static hard drives. Network forensics requires observing active environments. Investigators restore drives and monitor systems to see exactly how malware behaves while executing within the network architecture. To conduct a proper postmortem, we trace this trail in the wires from the top down. We start by auditing high-level server logs and work our way into the granular details of Layer 2 and Layer 3 packet analysis. Because modern networks are highly dynamic, the objective is to reverse engineer the exact chronological timeline of the attack vector, tracking the intrusion step by step. The investigation begins with auditing macro-level network logs. Servers, routers, and firewalls constantly record traffic moving in and out of the environment. To identify malicious activity within those logs, analysts must first establish a normal traffic baseline. You cannot spot an anomaly if you do not know what typical network behavior looks like. This chart illustrates a standard network traffic baseline, peaking Monday through Friday and flatlining over the weekend. But extending the timeline, the pattern breaks. A 100% surge in traffic erupts during an off-hours window. Extreme volume originating from multiple IP addresses simultaneously points to a specific exploit, a distributed denial of service or DDoS attack. In a DDoS attack, an intruder compromises hundreds or thousands of external machines, turning them into zombies. These machines are then coordinated without their owner's knowledge to flood a target server with requests until it collapses under the load. Auditing these macro logs confirms that a volumetric attack occurred. To isolate the exact method of exploitation, we must zoom in and examine the microscopic traffic. We leave the high-level timeline and plunge down into the individual data streams operating at layers 2 and 3 of the OSI model. Here, investigators deploy packet analyzers like tcpdump and Wireshark. These tools monitor and record raw network traffic, storing it in the packet capture or PCAP format. This diagram of a TCP header functions as the structural blueprint for network traffic. Analysts review the top 16-bit blocks to map the traffic's origin and destination. Lower down, the flag segment dictates the behavioral intent of the specific packet. An attacker can manipulate these flags to execute a SYN flood. By sending a continuous stream of packets with the synchronization flag active, the attacker requests thousands of connections, but never finalizes the handshake, intentionally exhausting the server's resources. To find practical evidence of this, investigators open the captured PCAP file in Wireshark to rebuild the attack session. This interface allows analysts to filter out the noise of legitimate traffic. By isolating the hexadecimal code and domain name system data, the specific malicious packets become visible. By selecting a specific packet, we check the epoch time field. Matching this microscopic timestamp directly to the off-hours anomaly we saw in the macro log definitively links the packet to the attack event. Translating raw PCAP hex data into readable TCP flags gives us the mathematical proof required to classify exactly how the intrusion vector was executed. While postmortem analysis reconstructs past events, network architects must also engineer systems for the proactive capture of live ongoing threats. The most dangerous of these is the zero-day attack. This is an exploit launched against a vulnerability before the software vendor even knows the hole exists, leaving administrators with no available patches. Capturing and studying zero-day malware is incredibly risky. If you allow it to execute on a production server to see what it does, you invite total data corruption. To solve this, security teams deploy a honeypot, a decoy system looking identical to a production machine, but with no real data, luring attackers away. Once inside, a Honeywall monitors the honeypot, allowing malicious traffic to enter, but strictly blocking it from escaping. The Honeywall functions as a one-way forensic valve. It secretly records every keystroke, command, and behavior of the attacker in real time. This defense-in-depth architecture relies on intrusion detection and prevention systems like Snort. Snort operates in 3 modes: sniffer, packet logger, and network intrusion detection. It continuously scrutinizes incoming packets, comparing them against established rules to catch port scanners and known malware signatures. By utilizing deceptive architecture, analysts safely reverse engineer zero-day exploits. They turn an active intrusion into a controlled forensic laboratory. Network forensics was originally engineered for physical cables and servers. Applying these techniques to modern virtual environments introduces immediate complications. This diagram contrasts physical and virtual network switch directs data along a linear path. Virtual switches, however, lack a standard spanning tree protocol. They operate in a complex, overlapping web managed by a hypervisor. This hypervisor architecture creates a significant tracking problem. Multiple virtual devices can be assigned the exact same MAC address, provided they reside on different virtual networks. Cloud service providers host hundreds of elastic, temporary networks for clients. This constant shifting of resources further obscures the physical path of data. While the cloud complicates tracking, tools like Wireshark and Network Miner are continually updated with advanced filtering to parse these virtualized environments. As infrastructure abstracts into the cloud, forensic procedures must adapt. The job transitions from tracing a physical cable to tracing the logic of a hypervisor. A proper network investigation operates across multiple scales. It starts by finding macroscopic traffic anomalies in server logs and ends by dissecting the microscopic TCP flags hidden inside individual packet capture files. It relies on proactive architecture. Honeynets and intrusion detection systems must be in place to capture undocumented vulnerabilities before they hit production systems. Ultimately, organizations must evaluate the business reality. The cost of implementing layered defense systems and conducting deep forensic analysis must always be weighed against the intrinsic value of the data being protected. No matter how complex the network architecture becomes, physics and code dictate a simple truth: an intruder always leaves a trail in the wires.